To the bathroom. You're back.
We're live.
Oh.
You're like, oh.
I didn't see you there.
We're freaking live with Brian Deckhart. Did I say it right?
You nailed it. You did it great. I'm also realizing how crooked my glasses are right now. Thank you guys all for joining us on Carolina's stream.
Absolutely. Guys, you know who Brian is. He is Connor in Detroit Become Human and Brendan in Cyberpunk. That's my cyberpunk intro. Dude, welcome to my cute little Twitch. You have been twitching for so long. You're a Twitch master.
Well, I'm not a Twitch master. We are all learning every day, but I am really glad to see you streaming on Twitch because we talked about this like 3 years ago. I was like, Carolina, you should get on Twitch. And you're like, no, I have to travel around the world. I have to go to all these wonderful conventions. And you were so busy going. And then the world paused. And Carolina said, now I have some time to do some Twitch.
You know, I love traveling. That was the problem. Like, if I got invited to a con and it worked with my schedule, I would be there. So I was like, I can't possibly fit more stuff in. And now, you know, we're stuck at home, and this is a great way to connect with people. I just like connecting with people.
It's good news. I mean, if you're someone who gets energy from people, Twitch streaming is really, really exciting. I understand how it could be overwhelming. Like if you're maybe more introverted and maybe you would just enjoy to watch and to be in the chat. But if you're an extroverted person, you thought about streaming on Twitch and you think it's something you might want to try, I definitely recommend it because it's totally changed our lives. It's a great way to stay in touch with people.
Absolutely. And you and Amelia are doing a crazy good job. I was thinking of having you on together, but then I thought, you know what? I want to focus on each person and, you know, selfishly get to hang with each of you
well,
in
that's
your own
cool.
hour and not treat you like a combo deal.
That's very sweet of you. That happens to us a lot of times where, you know, it just becomes kind of a combo thing. And we, you know, it's these COVID-y times. Everybody's really like spending a lot of time in the same quarter. So like right now, this is unusual that I'm not in Amelia's immediate presence, and I'm going to be able to talk to her, Carolina, later about what happened when she wasn't there. We haven't been able to do that in almost a year. We know everything that's happening all the time in each other's lives. So let's get some really interesting stuff going on so that I can be like, oh, you're never going to believe it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the gossip in the voice acting community, okay, that I'm sure Amelia doesn't know about.
Yeah.
You know that dickhead that we all hate?
Oh, that guy?
He, she, them got replaced from a video game. Okay, that's the gossip going around in LA.
Listen, if there's one thing I know about the voice acting community, it is that it doesn't actually fall into all of those like the kind of Hollywood tropes or this kind of competitiveness. Like everybody's been super supportive and nice to each other, and I really appreciate that. Like I see you having so many guests, so many people from Overwatch have been joining you. I mean,
and Valorant.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's been, so guys, we're joking. There is no tea to spill. The voice acting community is awesome. And if we get replaced from a video game, it's because the video game needs something else and not because they're dickheads. Except that one person.
There's that one guy. That's what I'm saying. It's just that one dude.
Yeah. But, you know, it's funny. I have been, every time I have a guest on, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you had this and this person on. And it's just like, we've all just met in different ways, like recording an animation or doing a video game or whatever, and it's been like one person I worked with 4 years ago, and now I'm like, oh, I host a Twitch channel, and let's talk about the work you did on that project, you know, so it's really cool.
Yeah, that's a big thing we do on our channel too, is try to get other actors. I mean, that's how we did a stream together playing Overwatch, where you learn to play Overwatch. You did a great job. Everything can be hacked on everyone. Boop, you know. I learned how to drink tequila with some...
You learned as if you didn't know?
Well, if you watch the VOD...
Listen, you know, everyone says that we were tipsy, and like, I had, you know, a couple sips, but I don't think I was out of my element. I was just,
no,
you know,
we were gaming.
I'm a shitty gamer anyway, so if I was doing weird stuff, it was not because of the tequila, it was because of my patheticness in gaming.
We did some dancing, it's good news. Have you been playing some video games on your stream, or are you mostly doing kind of chatting, interviewing kind of stuff like this?
Me? Video games too?
I know you're capable.
I'm capable, but I'm pathetic. So I choose to let the pros do that. Also, someone shouted out your yeehaw!
Yeah!
That's where we That's
Step Up 3D. Back in the day. Where's all my Step Up 3D fans? I know you're out there.
They're like, we don't like dance movies. It's too much energy happening. Yeah, man, we were straight out of college when we worked on that, right?
That's right. I think we met in, I'm going to say 2008 or 9.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So it's been over a decade. And then when you moved to LA, you gave me some good pro tips on like I had Detroit Become Human had yet to come out. I was asking Carolina like, so you've been traveling all over the world and meeting people and getting to go to all these conventions and stuff. Like, how does that work? And Carolina was very sweet to share her expertise with me, with also like this little like. But who knows? Like, we didn't know. Like, anytime a game is about to be released, you have no idea how it's going to go over. And so the fact that we were invited and so many people around the world, hosted Amelia and I in their country, it was incredible to get to go visit people. Like, I think that's one of the things I'm looking forward to the most. When the world can start spinning the right way again, it's going to be so much fun to reconnect with people in real life. Like, I want to see that cosplay. Like, I want to see that art in person, or I want to get to hear people's experiences playing through the game, because, it's one thing to get a nice message on social media or something, but to have somebody right there with you and telling you about their experience with the project is like, actors are so often so separate from that experience, right? It's like when you poured your heart into Step Up 3D, Carolina, you put your finest performance on film, and to date, it is her finest performance on. She will never be able to beat it.
I got an Oscar nom, but it was it kind of flew under the radar. So yeah.
No awards. The awards kind of snubbed you for that one.
Yeah.
But that being said, like when you work on a film or a TV project, the audience is so separate. Like, it's its own experience. It happens in its own time. And the cool thing with video games, especially through Twitch and stuff, is that we get to interact and experience these things together in real time. So you can literally just like jump into a stream and watch somebody streaming. What's your character in Valorant's called? I gotta stop making everything about sombra centric,
Oh yeah, no, it's okay. Her name is Raze.
Raze, right on.
Yeah.
So like you can just jump into someone's stream. Do you ever just go there and be like, oh, you're playing Valorant as Raze, and then just give them that little wink eye?
Don't jump into people's streams randomly. I should start doing that.
You should start doing it. They'll like that.
Oh, fun. Okay.
What's up? Firestar's keeping me going. What's our favorite dance scene from Step Up 3D? Did you dance in that movie at all? Not really.
No, I dance salsa, but I don't professionally dance. Like, I could never really dance in a movie like that. I liked, there's a moment where Allison, the main actress, and the dude, or Moose, whatever his name is, they do a cute little, like, 1950s dance that kind of goes through, the West Village in New York, and then they end up, like, walking through a car, and, like, it's this whole one-take thing, and, like, I know Step Up has all these crazy, like, hip-hop dances, but I really like that one because it's super simple but beautiful. That was my favorite. But I think I watched that movie once, and then maybe just like pulled clips for my reel where you are in it.
Very briefly in the background. I think I put that clip on YouTube somewhere. I'm gonna drop the link in your chat if I'm allowed.
Do it. I did go on to somebody playing Sombra once or twice, and I commented, but like they were busy playing and stuff, so I didn't do anything else. It felt a little stupid. I was like, hey.
You guys know me?
Yeah.
Have you heard of Raze?
Like, okay, goodbye.
Oh, here we go. Here's our clip. It's 59 seconds long. You want me to just? I could screen share it.
Yeah, man. Do I need to give you permission, Danny?
You've disabled participant screen sharing, but I think that will be adjusted shortly, perhaps. Is Danny our host, or are you?
No, I am. Hold on. Yeah.
It's you.
I just put on the video.
Wait a minute. I know that photo.
Oh my God, guys! Okay, wait. Brian took this photo. That's amazing. Okay, that's so cool. I am going. Where the fuck is share screen? I've done this before. Start share.
No, that's about. I think it's a settings. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
No, I'm here. Multiple participants can share simultaneously. Is that working for you?
Let's find out. Let's try again. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna drop over to this. Share this screen.
Funny, man.
You can see it now, right?
How do you have that there?
I just always have this up on my desktop.
You watch it every morning.
Look at this. This is Carolina.
Look at you, your glasses!
making that creative choice to chew gum. Whoa, there we are.
Oh my God, with your little short hair.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you gave me a glance. You were like, oh, they're doing the stupid Halloween thing.
Yeah, here comes the stupid Halloween thing.
Running late. It zooms in and everything. Who did this cut, dude?
I mean, that is some of the best work we've done together, I think.
Absolutely, man. Wait a minute. The fact that you like milked that role and like managed to sneak in some.
Well, look, I mean, here's the reality. You know as well as I do that if you speak in a film, you participate in its residual structure. If you do not speak in a film, as Carolina and I was just totally an extra in this film, background performer, and the background performers are often encouraged to not say anything as to.
No, they're forced to not say anything.
Yeah, but me, however, was given a horse on a stick and a giant foam hat, and I decided, I don't know what I'm saying, giddy up girl, yeehaw, or something. That I was attempting. That was my hope that somehow I was going to participate in Disney's, Step Up 3D.
So after you said that
office.
line, did you go up to the duder and say, hey, I said something, can you pay me?
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to need a name. Actually, I think my character does have a name. I think it's something that it just doesn't make any sense, though. I think I'm like Alfonso or something.
Right.
Antonio, right? I think it's Antonio.
Like that Antonio. Yeah.
It could be Antonio.
Well, I started as an extra as well with you. That's how we met.
I know, but you got bumped up because you were exponentially better actor than I am, and so I was in the background being like, I'm gonna upstage her, like Carolina, just because you're
Carolina's
so
stealing
wonderful.
the thunder of the extras here. Yeah. Well, the funny thing was that first day, the director, frickin' John Chu, who now did Crazy Rich Asians and all these other ones, he was like, okay, so I want you to say something like, Camille, let's go. Is her name Camille? Yeah, right? Am I Camille? I don't know what the names are. Anyway, I'm Kristen. And then the Wrangler was like, no, she can't talk. She's an extra. And I'm like, shut up, dude. Mr. Chu didn't know I was going to get a line and I was going to get paid. And so then I was a little bummed. And then later they're like, hey, we need you to come back tomorrow to wear a stupid costume. And I was like, great, let's do it. And then that's when John Chu was like, okay, I need you to say this. And I'm like, don't take it away from me, please. I'm going to get paid more if I have a line. Dude, I still get residuals checked for Step Up. I mean, they're cents. They're like $1.50. It's not a lot, but hey.
Yeah, but those add up,
Yeah. Argentinian or Spanish Antonio? I don't know. He could be Argentinian, guys. Totally.
I feel a little Argentinian these days.
Yeah. You know what I just noticed, though, in that clip is that, a giant Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse's hands pull me away as you're yeehawing across.
And that's something you want to kind of push that out of your memory if you can, because you're going to have nightmares about giant foam hands.
Let me tell you, dude. Only because this is do I remember this traumatic moment in my life.
That was a lot of fun though. That was you were living in New York for how long before you did that? I mean, had you just got out of school? For me, that was right after I graduated. That was my
right, because you're younger than me.
By almost a decade. You guys don't know this, but Carolina's actually 64 years old.
I am. So I'm just a decade older than you. So you're 54.
I don't know.
I had graduated just a year before, but I had been doing a film school there, and so I signed up to be an extra because they were giving us waivers for SAG-AFTRA. That's the reason I did it.
Yep.
We needed to join the union, and then I joined because I had a line to,
Yeah.
Carolina, I'm 3 years younger than you. Oh yeah, because you're 61. Comment. I think it's crazy. So I remember that we stayed in touch because of Facebook, but then you would send out an email update.
Yes.
And you sent one about a Disney show that you worked on, or Nickelodeon, or something. No.
Maybe. Was it Disney? Was it ABC Family? Was it with the Jim by Design thing?
Yes. ABC Family Disney, same to me. You know.
Yeah. Well, what is it now? It's what do they call Freeform? It's got a new name. Yeah.
Right. And so I was like, oh, cool, he's doing well. He moved out to LA and he made it as an actor. And
That's all it takes, guys. Just one show, and then it's easy sailing for the rest.
yeah. Oh, hold on, Rusty Viking. Hi. Yes, it was awesome to talk to you. Obviously, I don't know what your name is, and I didn't meet you as Rusty Viking. So maybe at some point I'll see a picture of Rusty Viking to remember. But anyway, so I do remember then you reaching out and saying, yo, when you go to cons, you ask some questions. And I'm like, oh, well, da-da-da. And then we kind of connected because of that. When I finally moved out, we had coffee. And guys, the funny thing is, Brian's like, Carolina, how do I do this? How do I do this? The motherfucker blew up in a month just doing some I'm sorry, I do swear on my live stream.
You know, that's okay.
It's okay.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah. He was just doing, live streams and like, holy cow, you've maintained doing that for.
The thing that I would attribute to building up such a big community and Detroit Became Human, and the Connor Army and all of that rose up. A lot of it came from, art. It came from people's artwork, and that was the thing that I saw you doing when Sombra was first on the scene. And you were always sharing people's artwork on Twitter and on Instagram, and kind of doing, you're raising people up and encouraging people to be creative and stuff. So I directly took that from you and what I saw you doing, and I really think that connected a lot of people who were then seeing other people's excitement for the game.
Yeah.
I think about video games like Overwatch and Valorant are played by so many people. Like those are huge, gigantic games. The odds of like somebody else in your school or your class playing that game, is pretty good. There's someone you could talk to about that. It'd be like if back in when I was in high school, it was like Halo or something. Everybody was playing it. With Detroit, it's a little bit more of like a niche kind of experience, and I didn't really know how it was going to go. And the coolest thing to me about Twitch is that like, for me in high school, like D&D was like the one kid in math class that you knew, and then you talked about Dungeons and Dragons, and then like you had this little dynamic between you and them, but it's like this kind of, even though you have a friend who plays the game with you, it's still like this isolated experience. Yeah. But then when you multiply it by Twitter and Instagram and Twitch and stuff, now you're like not the only kid in school who played Detroit Become Human. You're one of the millions of people who have played it, but maybe it's like one kid in each class around the, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think it's really, really cool to see it all. Look at you got a lot of awesome people in here. Look at all these friendly folks you've got in your chat.
You know what? We have a really, really wonderful little group dynamic here. I do the shout outs at the end. I'm all like, I gotta keep my things organized because I forget all these things. Oh, look, in Spanish, Brian is making us cry again.
No.
Just get teary-eyed because they're so emotional that you're so amazing. There was a question.
I like these flattery streams. If you could just keep doing this, where you invite somebody on the stream, you say nice things to them for an hour, and you send them on their way.
That's what I like to do. I like to have guests on, highlight their amazing career, and see what they're up to and what they're doing. And
you're a great host.
And you and Amelia do so much besides your streams. You're doing voice acting and other things. Dude, New York calls me every day.
Carolina, answer. Pick up the. Wait, do we have the same phone case?
We do.
No, the same phone.
We do. Mine is really cracked though. What is going on with you in terms of like? Is there any future things that you can talk about?
Well, yes, I'm hoping that everyone is quickly vaccinated. That's the thing I'm really looking forward to is herd immunity. I'm also, we've been playing a lot of video games, Carolina. Like this, Amelia and I have counted. We've streamed over 100 different games in the last 3 years. 100 games. We've not completed all 100, but we've played into 100 games. And all the games we stream are based off community recommendations. So we're getting to play like a lot of these great video games that we've like missed in the past. And so many, like I played a lot of video games as a kid, and then until like went off to college, and then I was like, I'm going to take myself very seriously as an actor. I went off to NYU and did great things like Step Up 3D, and then it completely went away from from video gaming. I kind of like saw it as something that would like take away my time from my such Look at us. We almost have the same haircut, Carolina. Look at you. You shave it down. What is this? Is this a one? You're real buzzed. Do you buzz it yourself?
Oh yeah, man. It's long now though. I think there's a barber open here. I want to get a design and I need to cut some.
It's been almost a year, Carolina.
Yours looks hot though. I really like it. But you have shaved on the other side too, right?
Yeah, it's, it actually came out of kind of a joke on our stream where somebody was like, your hair's getting so long you could put it in a ponytail. And then somebody was like, shave it like Kamsky, who's the Android kind of creator in Detroit Become Human. And they were like, do it up like this. And so we shaved it on stream, as I know you have done for charity.
Yeah.
In any case, basically the person who was there afterwards was like, I said that as a joke. It's like,
and you're like, nope, it's insane. I love it.
It's fun. But anyway, video games.
Yeah.
It's so cool to get recommendations from your community about games. And I was kind of intimidated to get back to it because I kind of left, like I say, around like when Halo was really rising up and LAN parties, like you'd bring over your Xbox and everybody would plug into the router together, and like I would just get decimated because all these competitive games, I was just nowhere near as dexterous enough to win. And then I was so pleasantly surprised by how many video games are out there that you can totally play, Carolina. Like even if you feel like video games are too tricky for you, like Overwatch does a lot to keep control of, but like some simple indie games. We just streamed this game called Gris, which is a gorgeous game. I don't know if anybody here is familiar with that. We're about to start a game called Ori and the Blind Forest. These are side scroller games. So, it's like a 4-button kind of game. Like you can handle 4 buttons, right? You don't have to, you guys love these games. I'm glad you're here.
No, I can only talk into a camera. I can't handle buttons.
Well,
oh wait, I do have a nice chair.
You do. You have a nice secret lab chair.
I do. We got a little endorsement happening.
Nice. Hey, can we talk about Morgan's Mask? Are we allowed to discuss that?
I want to respond. Someone asked if you stream, and like we need to let the people know who don't follow you that you freaking stream a lot and you stream really cool content.
Thanks. We stream 5 times a week. Amelia and I, my wife, she is Amelia, in the beginning, also Carolina felt like she was not a gamer, so I kind of gave her what I would consider like the gateway games. For me, it was Crash Bandicoot. So I was like, here, you're going to like this guy. If we have any Crash fans, shout yourself out. But I love Crash Bandicoot. And we've been streaming together it'll be 3 years in April. Since Detroit Became Human came out in March. What's up, Boys Games? I see you. Collins, I see some of our friends here. Thank you for inviting people over.
I'm seeing. Awesome.
It's twitch.tv/Deckard Games is where we stream, and we stream 5 times a week. Our big ones are on Saturday and Sunday. Right now we're going to do the finale of Resident Evil 2. We're playing Claire's Path on Saturday, and we have the actor who plays Claire joining us as well to talk about their experience on the game. We just finished playing Cyberpunk 2077, did the finale for that last week, and we're starting up this new game for Sundays called Tell Me Why, which is by Don't Nod. It's a story game by the same creators of Life is Strange and Life is Strange 2. And that's another one you could totally play, where it's, you're making choices, you're making decisions, you're moving through environments, but you don't have to like throw a hand grenade while sliding,
Okay.
You can do this.
No, I know I can. It's like, this is just an excuse for me to be social because we're cooped up, right? So I'm just kind of like enjoying having people on. And, I admire all of the voice actors that I've interviewed. And instead of saying, hey, can I just hop on the phone with you for 5 minutes? It's like, do you want to be a guest on my Twitch? And they're like, oh yeah, I'd love that. And then I get to fucking hang with like really talented people and pick their brain and learn about their career and how, because I'm not going to spend a whole hour just asking them questions about this, but when it's in a performative aspect, like we have people watching and asking questions, it's different,
Right.
And I do enjoy that. So like, this is something that I actually like, and selfishly I'm learning from the person and getting to know them better, whatever, and then have people like be like, oh my god, I'm freaking out, it's the chick from Sims 4. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do
you know that in The Sims there's a whole you must, because you had Simlish, right? Is that the language?
She went on there, she pulled out her Bible and started like speaking in Simlish, and it was incredible.
If you open the Bible and speak in Simlish, you're speaking in tongues. And the Tower of Babel Falls and all
It was
these.
a Simlish Bible. It wasn't just.
Oh, it was a Simlish Bible. Okay.
Yes, it was her.
I was gonna say, if someone pulls up a Bible and starts speaking in Simlish and their head spins around and you're
Yeah. No, she was crazy though. She'd be like, blah, 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 blah. This one I love a lot. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, it was really cool. People were geeking out. She taught me some Simlish, but I totally forgot it. But yeah, just goes to show how like talented and creative people are, you know?
Definitely. We learned about Simlish on we do what is called a Curiosity Chill stream where we pick a subject. It's what we did this morning where we actually studied tarot cards this morning, which was really interesting.
Yeah.
But we study a different topic every week based off what people are curious about the previous week. And we did one on languages, specifically like man-made language, or well, all language is man-made, but fictional languages, you know, like Elvish, Klingon, Simlish, all of these kind of things. And like, it's amazing to me that there are people who like are fluent in Elvish or Klingon. Like,
that's nuts.
That's crazy. They can have whole conversations.
So how long do you devote to those streams? 2 hours?
It's an hour. We do an hour, and we do them just on microphone, so that way we can share our research up on screen, and it's easy to. I mean, honestly, candidly, it's also early in the morning, so I just don't want to be on camera. So, we pull up our research, and then we're searching around and going from different. Different articles and images, or sometimes we find video clips and stuff, and it's cool because then I just feel like I know a little bit about a bunch of stuff, which is to your point.
You prep some research before the stream, or you're kind of chatting as you're like Googling some stuff?
It's a mix of both. We used to do it on the fly where we would ask at the beginning of the stream, like, Carolina, what are you so interested in? And you say, what are you curious about? I'm curious what you're curious about, Carolina, like in real life. What do you, right now, if you could for an hour research a thing, what would you plug in? What would you get?
Ooh, the stock market. No.
I mean, that's valid. The stock market is curious. So let's say it was.
I love understanding the like where sayings come from. Like when you say he's dressed to the nines, or he went balls to the wall, or like all those sayings. Like what's the origin of them? I love that.
Cool. The etymology of phrases and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. So we used to do where people would decide that as like who's there live, you know, whoever's there on the stream at the start of the stream picks the topic, and then we would look those things up live. But then the trouble with that is that sometimes you get in like people. We did one of the earliest ones. People were like, do black holes and wormholes, and I'm like, that sounds interesting. And then before you know it, you're like, and the mass of the object is deteriorating, and you're just like, it's so heady that like if you haven't read through it beforehand, it's impossible to share. Now at the end of each stream, we pull what we'll do on the next stream, and then Amelia and I will find some articles, and basically the first half of the stream is a little bit more like, okay guys, here's what we found, like an overview, a good article with lots of images or something that's visually interesting, and then we'll jump deeper down the rabbit hole. What's up? I see Firehe and Jade is here. What's up, you guys?
All the peeps. I feel like a lot of people are on here, man. Thank you for coming on, duders.
Yeah, make sure you smash that follow button and follow on Carolina's channel because she's super cool.
You are so cute. I don't think that my streams are as engaged and interesting as yours and Amelia's, but
it's not comparative.
That's got to be a really cool thing to be able to do with your lady. Imagine if you were just you're Connor, you're doing this thing, and then Amelia's going like, "Fuck, dude, I lost my husband to Twitch. Like I lost him. Like we actually got married about a month and a half after Detroit Become Human had come out, and Amelia plays the Tracys in Detroit Become Human. If you're not familiar, there are other androids in this story, and they are, the original plan was that she was going to join me on stream when we got to that part of the story, and then I was going off to film where we did the stream, the Overwatch stream, and like as I was leaving the door, she was like, can I come with you? And I was like, yes, please come with me. And then when she got there, I was like, why don't you should just be on stream from the top. Like, why don't we do this together? And then that little mini decision changed the course of our lives because now we stream together. I mean, we are literally working together like all the time. When we're not streaming, we're still playing tons of video games together. Yeah.
Obviously, we live together. We're married. So, I mean,
Painting the back of your wall, which is beautiful, that teal green.
You like this?
I love
This
it.
is our community picked this out. We painted 3 different colors on the wall for like a week or so, and then here I can kind of zoom out. The room's sort of a mess, but this is our new studio space.
Super.
And we've been doing like arts and crafts kind of projects. So on Friday we do like, you could maybe do something like this. It's just throwing out ideas, like building a Lego stream or building a puzzle. We built a little birdhouse that we're painting now. We carved a pumpkin on our streams.
Okay, I guess so it's different. Like you're there hanging with her, you're talking, someone's looking at the chat, the other one's building a thing. If I'm here by myself doing a Lego, I can barely keep up with the chat. And like, are y'all gonna find it interesting that I'm going like, how do I put this here?
I mean, Mercy wants it. What do you guys think? I mean, I think overall, I think it's fun to have, like, I consider it a mini game. So we did a stream of Ghost of Tsushima with Daisuke Tsuji, who plays Jin Sakai, who's the main samurai of that game.
Yeah.
And he is also a clown. He has clowning experience, and we talked about that on our stream. And he was talking about the idea of mini games or Latsies. And in Commedia or in clowning, there's this idea of like these little mini, like every big story is broken into these little mini scenes. And when you're playing a game, there's like the big game, there's the big story, but then each little mini quest and each moment to moment interaction, becomes a little like theater game, a little zip zap zop, a little ping pong kind of a thing. And so the fun thing about having like a IRL project to work on is that I think right now, like so many people are at home, so many people are like want to be creatively entertained, but really the thing that we're looking for is company. Like what I really like about Twitch is that like we're with a group of people right now, and everybody's spending their time, and they can be working on their own project while you work on yours.
Yeah, I guess. I just feel like if I have somebody to bounce off of, while that's happening, we did that for a live stream for Australia, the wildfires, and I sat next to Seth Green, and we painted little figurines live as we chat to whoever's watching, so that's different. Can I ask you a question? What's going on with your crabs, man?
Oh, crabs.
Brian,
just to confirm, I've never had the pleasure of crabs. I do like crabs in specifically sushi. Amelia and I have been making a lot of sushi, but ¿cómo se dice crabs en español?
Cangrejo.
Cangrejo. See, there was a time in my life where I thought it would be absolutely hilarious to make 30 films in 30 days. And so me and my high school buddy just gone off to college, and we won a little film contest where we got like, I think we got a gift card to Guitar Center or something. We bought our first microphone. So we're like trying to build our little mini studio of get a camera. And I'm talking like with, a little mini tape, like early, like really, really, early 2000s kind of stuff,
Yeah.
And we decided one summer that our plan, we were not going to get jobs. We were only going to make little films, and we're going to submit them to film contests. And this was our plan, because we're like, we can surely live off gift cards to various establishments. And so around day 26 of 30, when we were all out of ideas, my mother is a costumer, or was anyway, for a community theater back then. And there was a crab costume, among many, many other costumes in our basement as she was moving all of these things back and forth from the community theater. And I was like, Ma, I'm going to borrow this crab costume. I need it. I'm going to make a video. And the only thing I just was running out of ideas creatively.
You're so funny, dude.
This is the deep lore. And I was also I took 4 years of Spanish, and I know, only bits and phrases are stuck in my head, but we learned very important things, like, sanguijela, sanguijela, like a leech.
Yeah, sanguijuela, I think.
anyway, we would just come up with these stupid sentences that meant
Sanguijuela.
nothing, but it seemed like we could speak Spanish, you know. So I would say like, escuche la camiseta sábado domingo era sacapuntas, profesor Sanguijuela los cangrejos.
He just said, please listen to the T-shirt Saturday, Sunday. You said something else that was really funny.
Like Professor Sanguijuela?
No, but
Or sacapuntas? Sacapuntas?
pencil sharpener. What? Who are you? You're so funny. This is
So we would just like come up with these sentences of, you know, like all of like the coolest sounding words, but it just meant nothing. And so anyway, when we learned that Los Cangrejos means crabs, I have a crab costume. It would be funny to wear the crab costume and there, you know, those like the more you know PSAs where it would be like dun dun dun, and a little rainbow thing goes across. I don't know. This is like late '90s stuff, and anyway, the video is just me wearing a crab costume, yelling about
Do you have pictures?
having.
You have video.
Do I have it right now?
You found it.
Well, the internet found it is the problem, and.
Is the problem.
You know, I mean, I made other stupid videos too, and none of them had nearly as many simple puns as yelling about having crabs, getting them from a woman whose name is Los Cangrejos, which means in that language, the crabs. And so then I get angry that I didn't read my traveler's dictionary and I scuttle off to the side.
Funny. Yeah, because crabs is not the same in Spain like other languages. I think they would be called lice or
Of course, we digress. But I really appreciate you all for bringing that up because it's been years, actually decades at this point since that was created, and I see crabs in my chat all the time.
I want to plug your cyberpunk stuff. Talk to me about that whole experience. We were talking about something, and then we both realized we might be working on the same game.
Yeah, Side LA. We both recorded at the same place. I saw you posted something like top secret project. You were holding a Nerf gun or something, and I was like, I know that microphone. I was literally just in that booth. We recorded
the funny
at the same
thing
spot.
is, my friend, is that I was actually recording for another project
Oh, really?
in that same space.
Are you allowed to tell what that is?
The realization that we were also working on cyberpunk.
Code name, right?
The code name, yeah. Your character, tell me about that, and also Tracy, not Tracy. That's the
Yeah. Amelia she plays Theo. Is her cyberpunk character name? Amelia and I went to E3 in 2018. We did our first ever what we call the Connor Army meetup, which was basically right after we'd started streaming, and a lot of people were like, "Yo, we need to like." Do some sort of a gathering for all the fans of Detroit. And as you know, E3 is downtown Los Angeles, which is not far from where we live in the city. And we were like, well, E3 is the next convention and Carolina's going to all these conventions. Why don't we just like...
I remember I was like, be careful, you're going to be mauled, because you were just going to put it out on Twitter that you were going to be there.
Yeah, I made a big mistake. I tweeted, I'm going to be at E3 dressed as Connor. Come say hi. And I thought maybe I would see like 50 people in the day. Like I thought it was going to be, you know, like manageable. And then so many people showed up. We got in big trouble with the people that worked at E3. Security was trying to push us out and basically saying like, you don't have a permit. Apparently E3, you have to have a permit to like take over. Like people pay like tens of thousands of dollars to have a booth at E3. And we were just kind of there.
You just had a bunch of people swarming up to you.
Yeah, but I was like, you know, I got my pass. Like I got my, you know, I'm allowed to be here and all these people have their passes. Like, we just happen to have converged. Like, do you want to tell them to go? And
you should add me as a guest. Hello.
yeah. Thanks for inviting me. Yeah. But E3's a little, you know, it's becoming a bit more like a Comic-Con. It used to be mostly like industry kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so anyway, at this E3 meetup, I went to go see the other sites at E3, and I was dressed as Connor, and I went to Cyberpunk 2077's booth where they were doing these behind closed doors demos of the early footage of the game. And while I was there, a bunch of the people that worked at Cyberpunk, or at CD Projekt Red on Cyberpunk, were excited to take photos and to have Connor the android sent by CyberLife in their, in their cyberpunk bar that they built. So we took a bunch of pictures, and there's some videos on YouTube if you want to check them out of that. But in any case, we stayed in touch over the next 2.5, 3 years, and they asked me to play in the game and invited Amelia to play characters. So we have a mini quest that takes place together. I play a vending machine called Brendan. He's a spontaneous craving satisfaction machine, and he's the nicest AI in all of Night City. And he's a real sweetheart. And we found him in the game. I found you in the game. Do you know this? I mean, you're in Cyberpunk, right?
You tweeted it out. I don't think that's me.
It is? No?
People have been confusing me with that one, and then there's another one that somebody else sent to me that I am, but I don't know if the one you sent me is me.
All right. There is another. Also, you should know that the character models randomize. So for some of the NPCs, like what the character visually looks like, will be different time and time again. Okay. And in any case, it's possible that they're both you. Okay. But I've also found you in the fixers spot. There's a fixer called Fingers. Is that the one? You're there, right?
I don't know. Dude, they give us so little context. I know that I'm part of a Mexican gang, and I do a bunch of Spanish accent characters. And I remember recording like an old lady who was, I think she was like a shaman and talked like this the whole time. She's like conjuring or something. I don't remember, but I recorded like 10 different voices, so I don't know who they all are.
Cool. Well, I'm pretty sure that I've found why is someone called Fingers exactly. It's
Randy the Bendy. I love it. Hey, Louise. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've crossed paths with you like once or twice in the game. Yeah, it's a huge game. You're definitely in it because you have you recognize your friend's voice. Like
true. Yeah, it's just funny because people were asking me if I was Ruth or Judy. No, I can't remember. Which one was Erica Ishii?
Erica Ishii plays Ruth.
I thought I was Judy, and I looked up Judy, and I'm like, oh, I can see how they think it's me, but it's not. Yeah.
It's because you're cool and you have the hair and everybody's in love with you and they want to, you'd look great in overalls.
Right. I have little bodysuits. Yo, I want to shout out Senor Extremo. I did a podcast with them. They're based in Mexico, and it was on mental health, and it was awesome. It's all in Spanish, but if he wants to tweet it, and I'll retweet it. Yeah, it's such a great time with them. But so you've played all of Cyberpunk. You've gotten through it.
Yes, I've not played all of it, but we did a finale of the main story quest, so we've completed the game. But of course, because it's an open world game, we played 80 hours of the game, probably 82 hours before we completed it. Yeah, and I see a lot of love.
These aren't all live on Twitch, right? You kind of go through stuff off.
With the bigger games, we can't possibly stream it all. Basically, Amelia and I stream. Our longest streams are about 3 hours. When we do like on a Saturday or a Sunday, maybe 3.5. Sometimes we've done, if we're like the game is just not ending and we're almost done and we've announced that we're starting a different game the next time, like we've done like a 5-hour stream. But it's really hard to sustain the energy to stream and be on camera for 5 hours straight, even on set, you're not doing that.
Dude, after an hour of this, I'm like, I need a nap.
Yeah. You're going to build up a tolerance to it, though, because I felt the same way. We used to stream one time a week on Sundays, and then when Detroit first came out, and after each one, we'd come back and we're just like, I can't possibly think or move or do anything. Yeah. And now it's like just one of the things we do in the day, so.
Cons. Oh my God, guys. So it's Anjanai, Symmetra, and what's her character in Apex? Rampart. She, with the both of us went to San Diego Comic-Con, and we asked Brian and Amelia to join us.
Oh, yeah.
That was your first con, right?
That was our first actual E3 was the first one we did, but that was just literally just like me walking around giving people hugs and high fives, and taking pictures and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and in San Diego we kind of set up our own booth, which is different to how usually we get invited to cons where they have a booth for us and then like things are organized differently. In this case, it was like a mother effing shit show of people swarming the booth as soon as they knew Brian and Amelia showed up. We like basically needed security. But I remember at the end of that, you know, we were brain dead because we were kind of handling everything. We didn't have people helping. And didn't we go to a diner afterwards and we're like, burger,
Yes.
fries, go!
Yes.
And I remember thinking, don't worry, you're gonna like get used to this too. It's different. It's like different energy that like the output is kind of nuts.
Yeah. Well, and you want to be a good, you know, as an actor, you're a good listener and you want to be there to really receive people. So when you go to a convention, it's like if you've ever listened to, you know, an iPod on shuffle or something, or you're listening to your music, but you skip after like 45 seconds to a different song. And let's say it's going through all of your library. So when you go to a convention, you might meet someone who is so excited to meet you. They love the game. They cannot believe they want to tell you everything that happened. Then the next person who comes online is telling you something that's like deeply emotional, super important to them, but in a completely different energetic. And then the next person comes and they're so nervous and then you're just trying to calm them down. And so it's like you're receiving all this different energy and you want to be able to be present for each person. But by the end of the day, you're like, I think I lived 100 years. In this one day, you know?
Well, because you're just, you're taking it in. And I remember at the beginning thinking, oh, everyone comes with positive energy. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I love Sombra, I love Sombra. And you're like, yeah, awesome, autograph, awesome. And then someone comes up, so I used to play Overwatch with my dad and he just passed away. And you're like, not awesome.
Exactly.
So
you're
have
shifting.
to manage your energy and go, okay, now I'm going to be here instead of like up here.
Right.
It's crazy. Yeah. For sure.
But it's such a blessing to get to meet people in real life because one of my favorite things, I see a lot of our community here. I see Vishelli is here. I see Clomo. I mean, a lot of the Deckard Lester, Ben G, how's it going? I mean, a lot of these folks we've met up in real life now. And so that has enhanced the experience of the streaming so much because now I know, you know, not everybody. I mean, obviously there's new people that come into the stream all the time, but what's really, really cool is that a lot of them have got to meet each other at these events. And so now the like the community, you know, kind of this, you know, the internet can feel really, really like a big place. But when you've met up, you know, doing these different events, we went to UK 3 times in a row, you know, and so by that point, it's like, there's this whole group, they call themselves the UK 800. So I see you guys there. What's up to the UK 800?
Yeah.
You know, they're all like, there's like this different pods of the community in different countries that are all in different time zones. And we have this familiarity. And to me, that's the coolest thing about the conventions is being able to tie it back to then when we're streaming. And then it's, you know, that's everybody that I can put a face to a name. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I remember.
And also like, well, everyone has different screen names on every single social media platform, so I want to kill them all. But, well, I do too, but there's Ravasa somewhere in between everything. But I do believe, like when people say, I hope to meet you one day, I'm like, oh, I think we will. You know, I think that like we travel enough or the world will come back around in a way that like, I will go back to the UK, you know, like I think we were lined up to try and get to London MCM before the pandemic hit. You know, I was ready to sign an autograph, a contract for that. You know,
a contract autograph.
So you know, I do believe that we'll get back around and out there, and then you know, people meet up in the same city, so they can finally meet up, you know, physically, and then we get to meet, and it's all cool, you know.
It is cool. Yeah, we had big plans. We were like, especially for the States, because in the beginning we went to a lot of the far reaches. When Detroit first came out, we had the opportunity to go to Thailand, to Russia, to Ukraine, to Poland, to Switzerland. Like we went to so many places that I never thought I would get to visit in 1 year. We went to, I was on the Great Wall of China. I was at the Colosseum in Rome. We were in Paris in the same year. I mean, it was just a crazy basically 24 months and right after we got married. So Amelia and I got married and then we were like, you know, one of the places we thought we would go for a honeymoon was Thailand. And it just ultimately we're like, that's just like so far away that we're going to, by the time we have to stay longer if we're going to go that far.
Yeah.
So we went to Kauai. Have you been to Hawaii? You went to Comic-Con in Hawaii.
I did. And then I went to Kauai right after for a couple days because I'm like, if I'm here, I have to go explore.
Kauai is so beautiful. They call it the Garden Island. If you've never been, go to Kauai someday.
Oh,
And
God, yeah.
and then the first big convention we were invited to was PlayStation Experience in Southeast Asia, which was in Thailand. And we're like, this is literally a second honeymoon. And then then that just kind of kept continuing for 2 years straight. So in a way, all this stay-at-home stuff is, it's not a relief. There's a bunch of terrible things that are happening, but there is good that comes out of it in a way that I don't think I would have allowed myself the kind of rest this year that I actually needed. And Amelia and I were running on empty. I mean, it's tiresome to change time zones and,
Yeah, I do remember one day showing up for something, and I was like, Brian, you need to sleep, man, because I'm worried for your health. And you're like, must Twitch all day. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it is. And I think with travel, for sure, I definitely, when I come back home, I have to have my days of okay, I'm off to the world. Somebody mentioned something about Brussels Comic Con. There is a Comic Con in Belgium, in Ghent. So it's not called Comic Con. It's Heroes Live or something. I've been to I've been to Ghent, and they're super cool. They take care of Dutch Comic Con. Maybe I'm confusing them now. The Stockholm. So even if it's not a Brussels Comic Con, you take a 30-minute train, you can make it to a con that is fun.
Yeah.
They do target voice actors.
Yeah. That was and our big plan for this year. In fact, I mean, we had maybe 2 or 3 international conventions, but this 2020 anyway was going to be the time we went around to all the states. Because they're. Basically, the further you'll go from home, the less likely that Chris Evans or you know what I mean. What's his name? All of the fucking Thor. Chris Hemsworth. The less likely he's going to be there. It took us a while to be able to find different ones around the states. So we have a lot of U.S. conventions that we've never been to that we would love to get to go to. So that's a big thing on our plan coming up.
Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes trying to go to the bigger ones, if I go to New York Comic Con, we'll be busier. Well, there's more people there, but we'll also be busier there. And if you go to Arkansas, there's less people. So we have more time with the fans too, which kind of, the smaller ones sometimes make more sense, I
think so. And when it comes to streaming, I've actually found that's the same thing too. In the beginning of streaming, I was just I think we should try to make every stream as big as it can possibly be. And the reality is I'm actually enjoying, it's been 3 years of streaming. So a lot of the people that are just is it Connor? It's Connor. A lot of those have done it by now, but if you're just kind of popping in to see what's up. Yeah. And now I feel there's a nice, kind of settling that's happened where you really get this community feeling where you recognize everybody's names. For me, I actually kind of prefer a mid-sized stream. When they're really, really big, there's a lot of hype, it's a lot of energy. I feel excited, but I also kind of miss the intimacy of the conversation and the back and forth and all that. So The same thing goes for these conventions. There's a special spot in my heart for the times where it's the half day on Sunday and everybody else is gone, and now you have a handful of people there and you can really spend time. You don't have the rush of come on though, there's a bunch of people waiting. So I do think it's more about quality time than quantity.
Totally. And that's cool to find that balance too, because at the beginning we think, numbers are good, right? That's what that means. You want a lot of Twitch live streamers. I don't know how those people that have millions of followers do it,
Wow, I know.
That's got to be a whole other level of...
It's like reading The Matrix,
Right, you're yeah, that's nuts. So tell me one exciting thing that you and Amelia are looking forward to.
One exciting thing. Well, what am I? I'm trying to.
Tree house, is anything fun happening in your life?
I'm trying to think about what is the thing I'm most excited about. It hailed in Los Angeles yesterday, so that was pretty crazy.
I was here. What do you mean it hailed?
We got hail
yesterday, but I did not see the hail.
We got hail. Didn't last long, but there was hail. That was super exciting. When you live in a desert, hail is incredible. But I mean, for me, I'm excited to start the new games that we're playing. You know, all of the same kind of NDA'd things that you can't talk about, and you know, there's Amelia and I are working on some indie video games that are really near and dear to our heart, that we're really excited are kind of coming to fruition now. Projects that started a couple of years ago that are now like getting ready to be born. So we'll keep you guys posted on social media when those things come out.
What's happening with the Golden Spiral?
Yo, what is happening with the Golden Spiral? You know, it was almost a year ago. You know what? I think you're gonna like this, Carolina. You know, yeah.
I thought it feels like 2 years ago, dude.
No, it was over a year ago, but
wow.
Can't quite see it. I'm gonna go grab him, but up on the rafters here,
is it potato?
It is potato. You know, hold on. Let me grab potato. He's up on the rafters.
I was gonna ask another question. Potato.
Potato.
Is there potato? I miss potato, you know, because it's very difficult to play D&D without a pet squirrel here.
And do you know what I learned on the Curiosity Chill this morning? Just to loop everything back together, there's a traditional deck of tarot cards, and recently there has been added to some tarot cards a canon tarot card of the Happy Squirrel.
What?
Yes, and this we learned is based off Lisa goes to get a tarot card reading in The Simpsons, and she gets the death card dealt, and she's terrified. Oh, no. And the tarot card reader says, it's okay, like the death card actually doesn't mean you're going to die, it just means that there's rebirth, change is happening, you know, all of these transformations in your life. And then she deals the next card to Lisa, and it is the Happy Squirrel card, and the tarot card reader's like, oh God.
Oh my
So
God!
it has been since added to many tarot cards, not many, but in enough canon tarot card stories, you can draw a happy squirrel.
Yeah, I love it, guys. So that was, if you don't know, the first time I played D&D was on Brian and Amelia's channel, and on Shut Up, Descartes Games.
Nailed it.
I was gonna be like Dish Out. I had never played in my life. I was pathetic and, you know, little zany with my choices. And we had a great time. And my name was Loop, and I had a pet squirrel named Potato.
who you see before you. Yeah, Potato lives up in the rafters of our studio space. We have these exposed beams up there, and he's always watching over us to make sure no orc or something comes our way.
Question: do you have a recording studio?
Yeah, this is
like a little space where you do your recordings. Oh my God!
Right here. Whee!
Is there a little box over it for auditions?
Why do I need a box? The whole room is a box.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was soundproof and all that good stuff.
It's not soundproof, but it's
good enough.
It's the big thing was putting up sound absorption. So we would have like all these panels on the wall behind us. We are going to build.
Oh, that's what those are. I thought those were curtains. I can't really tell. Got it.
Oh no, they're right now. It's just kind of loosely tacked up. But we've got we're going to build wooden frames for them and stretch canvas over it, and then paint it the same color as the wall. So, like when you go to a movie theater, or a big gymnasium or something, the purpose is to stop the reverb. When this room was empty, everything kind of sounds echoey and tinny, and that's why people build a little booth around themselves so that you don't have interference, or it doesn't sound like you're in an empty void. But a lot of these microphones are so sensitive that you don't really need to build like a whole. We thought about it. We totally had the thought. But for me, I really like to move when I'm doing my voiceover auditions and stuff. We record most of them from home, and I don't want to be like
stuck in the
like I want to be able to like really get into it and like fight scenes and throwing grenades and running and dodging and like all that kind of stuff. Like if you're looking into voice acting, like use your body, like your whole body tells the story, and you can hear it if somebody's staying perfectly still or if they're really living it out. So our idea was basically like to kind of dampen the whole room, and then with settings on the microphone make it so that it it sounds clear enough. I think that if we were going to do, like if we were going to record for a game or something, I might put a shield behind it.
Yeah.
I've seen, but for the most part.
Cool. I'm learning because I'm going to make a little studio space. So I'm asking.
You want some foam? I got extra blue foam.
Do you have extra?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll bug you and let you know. Like once I have the measurements of what I need and stuff, I'll be.
You got it.
Brain.
We do a socially distant foam handoff.
Fuck yeah!
Good to see you.
Can we drink tequila while we hand it off?
Sure.
I mean, we can sit out on the street, and just be weirdos with I'll take a little fold-out chair thingy.
I like it.
So, unfortunately, I do need to wrap up. I'm going to be the guest on a Brazilian's stream as she plays Reis in, I don't know if in Portuguese or English. I don't know. We'll see. But her name is Tiny Lady with 2 Y's at the end. I don't think that she twitches, not Danny's, I don't think she twitches on her own thing. It's called God Sent or something like that. It's a Brazilian thing. So that's that.
Cool. Have fun on that stream, Carolina.
Thank you. Do you want to hang while I shout out the subs?
Yeah. Can I shout some out too? I'll just physicalize it.
Oh, cool.
Take it away.
Why don't you do an interpretive dance to what I shout out?
All right, let's go.
Okay. John sent Sanation do 45 subscribe for 2 months at tier 1. And he goes, wow, the 2 month and it's the beginning. That's what he said. Oh, yesterday there was some magical stuff happening, so I want to shout it out. Hikari Kenzaki subscribed for 3 months. The Mr. Bunsky cheered 1 bit.
1 bit?
I know.
1 bit?
Yes, the guy who, hey, don't judge, okay?
But I'm saying 1 bit, Carolina.
You gotta let them do what they need to do, okay? Oh, guy, well, he's offended. Hikari, I don't know.
I'm just saying, sprinkle 2 bits. Look at this beautiful woman. She is worth at least 2 bits. 1 bit is great.
Don't you dare give 1 bit to Brian Deckard's channel because he will be like no. So just don't cheer any bits at all. That's better than 1.
Don't choose. No,
I
honestly,
appreciate it though.
I actually appreciate the sort of the 1 bitness.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know. I'm having mixed.
It was Mr. Bunsky, not Hikari. My bad.
1.5 bit. There it is. Patty Cakes gets it.
28 stab wounds.
As you were shouting out. Continue.
Coming next, yes. The guy who game 777 subscribed for 1 month at tier 1. Yes. Johnson Nation do 45 cheered
2 bits.
100 bits.
Hey!
Yeah. Ando cheered 200 bits.
200 bits! Hey!
Absurdist Ninja subscribed for 1 month at tier 1 37 minutes ago. You're supposed to do something.
I'm just listening. I'm just listening in now.
Okay, now we got Johnson Nation do 45 again cheered another 200 bits.
Yeah, look at all these bits. I like the way this is interesting how you do it all at the end.
I do, because sometimes it happens and I'm deep in conversation with
I get it.
And then it fucks up the convo,
I know, but you want to honor everybody who gave their bits.
I do, the bits. Nico Mamba forever cheered 69 bits. Yeah, I like that.
Hey, I see what you did there.
Mercy Euro cheered 100 bits. Ruse Panda gifted 1 month tier sub to Yeehaw!
Yeah!
That's so great. I'm going to give a raised voice line to Mercy Euro in Wales. Viper, you gotta let loose. Let's go out after this. Girls' night. Whoop whoop. I recorded that recently. VV1601 gets a boop. 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 Yeah, you got one from Connor as well. Connor Brendan. Johnson Nation do 45. Cheered another bit. Dude, you're killing me, Smalls. That was a minute ago. He's trying to give you shit for that.
What I'm saying is let's put those bits, you know what that reminds me of actually with the 1 bit? That's our residuals from Step Up 3D.
Absolutely.
They print a whole check for 1 bit.
They all add up, man. They all add up. And I'm gonna give Firestar1236 a voice line. My version of Tracer's Cheers Love the Cavalry's here. I want to tell you, Sombra says that, and she goes, Cheers Love. But if I were to try Tracer, I'd go, cheers, love, the cavalry's here. Ta-da. And we're done.
Da-dum. Yo, I just want to say thank you to everybody on your stream for being so supportive of Carolina, because she's one of my very favorite people, and quite candidly is, just like you have awesome energy, you're very supportive of all of your creative friends, and I'm just so happy to see so many people here who are supportive of you being so supportive of people like me. So thank you guys for sharing your support with Carolina, who shares her support with me. So thank you guys for supporting me. I support you. Beware the happy squirrel.
Support Loop and Potato. Any last parting words besides the supporting of the supportation?
Have so much fun on your stream. When does your stream, Valorant begin? Your Raise stream?
Oh, soon. I'm a little late for it, but she's cool because she's a little late. Yeah, we're gonna start soon. I don't know. I'll tweet it out. I think it's on Godsent. I'll ask her what the deal is. We're just gonna she's gonna show me some Raise moves, and I'm gonna comment or something. I don't know, guys.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna tune in and share a bit.
Macy Grove says I'm gonna host it here. See, she takes care of my life. That's why I love her. Guys, shout out to Daniele Brito in Brazil. Thank you for taking care of everything. Love from Russia and Finland. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys. Brian, you've been amazing. Thanks for joining.
You're amazing too.
Next week, this Tuesday, next week, Ilya, which will be super fun as well. So guys, keep booming and booping. Boop. Boop.